Welcome back to section 4. We've got a 32-mile section here over 2 days. Just starting out Route 11 in Manchester by the parking for Bromley Mountain. And we're going to head north to Route 103, Clarendon Gorge, where the car's waiting. Today we'll head up and over Bromley Mountain, Styles Peak, Peru. Keep on heading through some other viewpoints on our way towards where we'll camp for the night. Probably somewhere in the vicinity of either the Big Branch shelter or maybe even as far as the Little Rock Pond shelter area. Depends on how we're feeling based on the mileage. Somewhere between 16 to 19-ish miles for the day. And then wrap things up tomorrow as we continue to work our way north to Clarendon Gorge. So. From this viewpoint you can see Dorset Mountain. Swinging around you see Peru Peak, which is where we're headed next. And then in the distance to the right of Peru Peak you see Killington, which is coming up in our next section as we head north. So we're 2 hours in, 3.6 miles. Just came down the backside of Bromley. Took about an hour and a half to ascend Bromley, roughly 3 miles. Nice, pretty gradual ascent. They had the ski lift running. There were a few day hikers up there and a couple AT hikers that I met up with and had a chance to talk to. Beautiful views in every direction, really. Got a good glimpse of some of the peaks we've already hiked, and then looking north, what we have ahead in this particular section, and then our first glimpse of Killington, which is the first of the 5 Vermont 4,000 footers that lay ahead to the north. So pretty cool. They were coming into some of the higher peaks. So 4.4 miles to the next shelter and water source. And what's really nice here is that there's some water that has been left for hikers, because between Bromley Shelter and Peru Peak Shelter, it's close to 10 miles, if I remember correctly, 9 or 10 miles. So it's a long ways without water on a hot 80+ degree day. So really nice of them to do this, and I think I'll take advantage of a little bit. As we leave Mad Tom Notch Road behind, we now are entering the Peru Peak Wilderness. So here we are, approaching Stiles Peak, mile 7 on the day. Just under 10 miles in, and we're crossing out of the Peru Peak Wilderness and just about to come up upon the Peru Peak Shelter. So we just came over the summit of Baker Peak. That was a fun climb. Really the first rocky peak that we've had so far on the long trail. Really nice rocky summit. Not quite needing to scramble with hands, but definitely made for a fun climb, and nice views of Dorset Mountain. Nice close-up views compared to what we've had at more of a distance on some of the prior hikes. So always nice when you get closer to some of the peaks you've been seeing from afar and get a good up close view. Alright, so we're just about to cross the Big Branch River, and we're coming up on the Big Branch shelter area. About 16 miles, a little bit over for the day, 3,400 feet of elevation gain, 7 hours, 45 minutes, so pretty good day. Could push on a few more miles to the next shelter, but I think this will be a good spot to stop. It also splits our mileage for the 2 days about in half, so that should be nice, and most of the elevation gain out of the way from today, so tomorrow will be slightly easier, if not shorter. All right, so we're about 2 hours in, about 5 miles hike so far. Just past the Homerstone Brook and topped off my water, brought it back up to 2 liters. It'll be another 4 miles until the next water crossing. So given that it's going to be a hot day, makes sense to load up. Just left behind White Rock Junction and the views from White Rocks, which is a short spur trail off from the LT, about 0.2 of a mile down and then back. Definitely worth it. Great views looking out to the west. You can just see the Adirondacks through the haze and the rock formations and cairns at White Rock Junction were really cool to check out. Spent a while there looking around and taking some pictures and video. So a couple more miles until the next water fill up, and then another couple miles beyond that until we reach Dome Ledge, where we should get our next set of views. All right, so we just left Domed Ledge. The overlook has grown in quite a bit in recent years. It's unfortunate, otherwise there would have been some really nice views, but it's fine. It was a quick stop off from the trail. So we're at about 11 miles in for the day, 27 and a half overall on the weekend. Have 2 miles to go until we reach some power lines, another 2 miles until the airport lookout, and then about a mile further to Clarendon Gorge. So about 800 feet of climbing still ahead of us over the course of 5 miles, so not too bad. Closing in on the last stretch. All right, so we're coming up on Clarendon Gorge, which is our final highlight for the trip. We are a little bit over 7 hours so far on day 2, 16 miles. Overall for the 2 days, we're about 16 and a half miles with 6,500 feet of elevation gain. So many great highlights for this trip. Many viewpoints and other cool things we saw, including some wildlife. So really enjoyable. Heat was a little tough, particularly today. Both days in the 80s, but today definitely seemed like it peaked a little higher. I've sweat quite a bit. Gone through 6 liters of water today easily. Same with yesterday, but today was a little bit easier in terms of the terrain. So just shows you how hot it was. Took a bit out of me, especially the final steep climb up and over Bear Mountain. That was a tough one, but closing in now on our final little stretch. Close out this section.